For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Coming to you live from Radio Cayman Studio.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you. For the Record. Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
For the Record.
For the Record. For the Record. Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is your talk show.
1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Friday, the 29th day of October 2021. We hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or operating any type of motorized vehicle, again, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may be your own. If you're celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, a belated happy birthday to you. For those of you who unfortunately have lost loved ones, we want to express our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these very challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility, we wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. This morning, it is the radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Akal, waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow. That toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and the 949-6990. Email us at fortherecord, one word, fortherecord at candw.ky. WhatsApp us 925-3261, where you can send us a text message or leave us a voice note, the contents of which will be played during the course of the show. And of course, you can follow us on YouTube simply by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. For those of you who have an interest in historical trivia, on this day in 1929, the United States experienced the famous or infamous stock market crash, where there were tremendous losses, as a then record 16.4 million shares were traded and billions of dollars were lost on what became known as Black Tuesday. So there's a little historical context for you. COVID-19 report, the last one that I have was what was issued on the 27th of October. No doubt that numbers have changed since then, and I am sure because of the increase in numbers, it may take officials a little bit more time to get the information out to you. Have so many government notices that I want to share with you to ensure that we keep you up to date with everything. And I will start off by sharing with you the Cayman News Service article highlighting the Minister for Health, Honorable Sabrina Turner's message. I think it may have been on YouTube as well, or some on social media. But I will share that with you. I will share with you the news about the expanded hours for the flu clinic as well, and any other relevant information. So the Cayman News Service article, COVID spread a shock to our system, says Turner. And it starts off by saying that people should keep calm, as advised by Minister Sabrina Turner. This was conveyed to us on Wednesday night in a video message to the country following news that 123 positive COVID-19 cases were recorded in the community in just 24 hours. The minister is quoted as saying that she was sure the rising numbers came as rather a shock to our systems after more than 18 months in a COVID-free bubble. Maintaining that government is prepared for the current surge, despite the evident difficulties for public health, she said the rate of vaccination will keep people out of hospital. And she's quoted as saying, but now we must join the rest of the world in managing community spread amongst our population. She also said it was inevitable that it would happen, and we are prepared. We have been prepared for a long time, and certainly since I took office. It is very likely that we will continue to see numbers rise as we increase testing. This is also down to the highly contagious nature of the virus, and in particular, the dominant Delta variant. The article goes on to say that the minister added that the country is in a good position to manage the virus because of the highly vaccinated population, with 79% having had at least one dose. Again, she's quoted as saying, we have a highly prepared and resourced health care system with the necessary medical expertise and equipment available on island to treat severe COVID-19 cases should we see them occur. She also added that the population was well versed in the protective measures such as wearing masks, social distancing, and practicing good hand hygiene. When this was published, it was reported that currently over 60% of cases are being recorded as symptomatic, but most appear to be mild to moderate, and persons are self-treating at home. 2 of the 4 COVID-19 patients currently in hospital are suffering severe symptoms of COVID-19 and require oxygen support. But the minister also said the situation was being closely monitored in order to respond to an increase in serious cases. She's quoted as saying, we are tracking this data in order to be able to respond to any changes in these trends right away. Article goes on to say that going forward, the daily update provided by the Public Health Department and disseminated to the public through the government communications channels will be changed. That is what the minister said. But how this will be changed has not been revealed. Chief Medical Dr. John Lee will be providing regular messages and periodic updates as needed, she said. However, but following 2 days of missing reports of key information, Turner did not explain how the public will be informed of the number of new cases each day, the level of active infections, symptomatic or otherwise, hospitalizations, quarantine numbers, or vaccination levels. The article goes on to say, asking people to be patient as public health rolls out the new process for informing people of their test results, which are now all sent by email. She said the department wanted to ensure accuracy as well as timely results. The spread of the virus to the sister islands was inevitable in the current pandemic situation, the minister said, but offered assurances that people on Cayman Brac and Little Cayman were receiving the same support as those in Grand Cayman. And this is another quote: everyone affected by COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands will have access to support in getting groceries and other supplies, as well as getting their results in a timely fashion and being able to apply for the ex gratia stipend if eligible. Also, she's also quoted as saying, as we are doing with schools in Grand Cayman, we will be offering lateral flow tests in Cayman Brac schools, in Cayman Brac schools, so we can quickly identify cases and advise on isolation as needed, with the intent to make the process as quick and efficient as possible. She's also quoted as saying that national guidelines on COVID-19 testing for students and children will be released to the public on Thursday. She did not say, however, when the full policy regarding lateral flow testing and its role in reducing the number of people needing to isolate and for how long would be released. Current isolation policy could become unsustainable very quickly unless families can use the rapid home test to allow negative members to move more freely, even when other family members are negative. The knock-on effect of spread through households can put even average-sized families into isolation for more than a month, where even just one child is unvaccinated. The burden on government and the private sector, where workers are forced to quarantine for weeks on end, and the disruption to education for local children will be quite significant without a change in approach to the isolation of vaccinated people who test negatively for COVID-2. And I just want to say very quickly before we go to the commercial break, in terms of getting information out to people, government also has to be cognizant of the fact that not everyone has access to social media. Not everyone is tech savvy, and the government, the minister, has to use the traditional. They all have to use the traditional way of communicating with the Caymanian public. And that is, you need to get on the radio, on the airways, get on the talk shows, get on there the same way that you got on there when you were campaigning for office and talk to the public. Do not stand in front of a camera and do so. Get out there and talk to people. Time to take a commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Geraldine Melba Grant, Certificate of Honor, 1912 to 2004. Nurse Grant performed dedicated service to the people of the Cayman Islands for 40 years. She was often away from home for days at a time, caring for her patients. She has received awards from the West Bay and Georgetown Seventh-day Adventist churches, 50s Club Cayman Islands, and Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, as well as the Certificate and Badge of Honor. Nurse Grant never let a patient's lack of money impair the quality of medical attention given, even though she and her own family made many sacrifices as a result. She was the sole provider for her family of 4 children, and she physically helped her uncle build their family home. When she wasn't nursing, she worked long hours plaiting thatch rope, which she sold to earn extra income. She delivered 200 babies, more than half of whose parents could not pay her for her services. She successfully nursed 7 people with typhoid fever, at least 4 of them unable to pay. She is a prime example of selfless, honest, and hardworking Caymanian whose name appears on the Wall of Honor.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza 2021 tickets are here. Get your $25 ticket and stand a chance to win the grand prize of $40,000, second prize $4,000, and 6 $1,000 prizes. The Music Extravaganza music event, Saturday, November 27th at Salty's Grand Harbor, featuring CNB, Deja Blue, The Fabulous 68s. Tickets now on sale by Rotary members, authorized ticket sellers, and at eventpro.ky. 26 years of Rotary Music Extravaganza, funding over 70 community projects of significance since 1995. Rotary Central, Cayman Islands. Registered not-for-profit number 232. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Had a look at those investment options yet?
Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
COVID-19 vaccines are the only way forward in reopening our borders safely. Take the COVID-19 vaccine to protect yourself and the ones you love, especially those of us who cannot get vaccinated. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
System 1 loaded.
1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. One of our listeners has written in and said, good morning, Mr. Connor. Well said in your monologue. The government's communication strategy seems to be in total shambles. Why? Are they afraid of something unprepared or simply pompous and arrogant? Come on, Pac. I just read it the way I got it, folks. So, here's another press release that we need to share with you as well, and this has to do with the COVID-19 PCR test results process, and that has been updated in relation to those positive results. So the public health has changed the COVID-19 PCR test results process effective yesterday, the 28th of October 2021, and will now be emailing positive and negative test results alike. There's a quote, due to the increasing number of cases in the community, all positive and negative results will now be sent out automatically to provide more timely results, said Dr. Samuel Williams Rodriguez, medical officer for health. He's quoted as saying, previously, only negative results were emailed, and public health nurses physically called each of the positives to notify them and conduct contact tracing. The release goes on to say this process will be implemented across the HSA, Doctors Hospital, and Health City, Cayman Islands. Persons testing positive prior to Thursday, the 28th of October, will still be directly contacted by the public health staff to be notified of their test results. Again, the quote, we understand this is a stressful and challenging time and ask for the public's continued patience as we work through this transition, as we make changes to improve our processes. Goes on to say, together we can get through this. Persons are encouraged to self-quarantine after taking a PCR test until a negative confirmation is received. The public health guidance is strongly encouraged. When registering for a PCR test, please use a valid email address to ensure you receive timely results. An incorrect email address will result in a delayed communication of your PCR test results. Goes on to point out that results are usually emailed within 24 hours of your test. And persons can book a free COVID-19 appointment online through www.hsa.ky/appointments, or you can attend the COVID-19 walk-in clinic at the Cayman Islands Hospital, 7:30 a.m. to 12 Monday to Friday. But I believe we have a notification on the flu clinic situation as well. But this is the walk-in clinic. Goes on to say residents of Cayman Brac can attend the COVID-19 drive-through testing at the Ashton Rudder Center flu clinic on Thursday, the 28th, and we saw photographs of that taking place. On Friday, the 29th of October, 8:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. That's in Cayman Brac. Ongoing PCR testing will be available at the flu clinic Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. And I will share with you later on the news about the hours for the flu clinic as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, conversation will continue. No guests in the studio, so we will have an open line for you to have your say. So please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Radio Cayman time check is now 10 seconds away from 8 o'clock. This time check is brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
When you're on the go, let the Island Supermarket shop for you.
To start, head to fosters.ky/go.
Then shop all of your favorite products online, from produce and seafood to grocery and frozen, all picked by our team of shoppers ready to go.
Choose next day curbside pickup from Foster's Camana Bay or delivery island-wide.
To get your order started, visit fosters.ky/go.
This is Groceries on the Go.
And we are Foster's Go. Shop online anytime.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Please be advised that the pension contribution holiday has been extended until 31st of December 2021. Employers and plan members should ensure arrangements are in place for salary deductions and remittance following this date. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan, keeping you informed. For further information, visit chamberpension.ky. And for information as it happens, follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram. Email admin@pensions.ky or call 745-7630. We're here for you.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Karsley Fuller. The COVID-19 has made many people even more reliant on automated and online services, but the Royal Cayman Islands Police Services Financial Crime Unit says that means everyone needs to be more vigilant. Police say they're seeing an increase in cases of fraud as we increase our use of things like online banking and debit and credit cards. One of the most important things you can do to protect yourself is to pay close attention to your credit and debit card statements. The longer you take to spot a suspicious or unauthorized transaction, the harder it can be to get your money, if at all. That's why the RCIPS says you should review your statements regularly and call your bank or credit card company right away if you see something suspicious. In addition, police have been getting a bunch of calls about tech support scams. Now, these involve scammers calling residents using scare tactics to trick them into paying for unnecessary technical support services to fix a non-existent problem with their device or their software. It's just a way to steal their personal or financial information. There are two main ways these scams are conducted, and knowing what they are may help you best respond. The first scam is carried out using urgent pop-up warnings that your computer has a serious problem. It tells you not to turn it off and to call their phone number instead. Real error messages from Microsoft or other tech companies don't actually include phone numbers to call for support. So don't call the number or click any links. Instead, restart your device immediately. The other scam involves unsolicited phone calls or messages warning you that they've spotted a critical problem with your computer or account. Don't click any links or call the numbers in the message, and don't give the caller remote access to your computer or any personal information like passwords or account numbers. Instead, delete the suspicious message, and if it's a call, go ahead and hang up. If you believe you have suffered financial loss or had your computer compromised as a result of one of these scams, you're encouraged to email rcips.fcu@rcips.ky. More than 100 people, masked and social distancing, turned out at the Lions Center last night for the final breast cancer awareness panel for October.
Doctor, are there things that we can do that are a direct cause and effect that will give us cancer? For example, I have heard people say, "Oh, if I use deodorant, it will give me breast cancer. If I wear an underwire bra, it will give me breast cancer."
The short answer is no, but an explanation is necessary.
Lions Club of Tropical Gardens organized the event, moderated by Jennifer Weber of the Cayman Islands Cancer Society. The panel featured Dr. Sanjay Aswathi, oncologist at Doctors Hospital, Kira Matthew, Cayman First Customer Care Manager of Health, and Amika Scott, a 12-year breast cancer survivor.
You know, I'm so blessed to have people around who support me and want to go with me. So I was not scared. Even when I'm doing chemo, I walk in as if we're just going to the regular doctor, go find out what's happening.
Along with an expert panel and the opportunity to ask questions, the event featured free vouchers for mammograms. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And seniors across Cayman are becoming more tech-savvy and riding the social media wave during a number of training sessions being offered during this October's Older Persons Month. Here's Radio Cayman's Shanda Gallego with more.
This October's theme, Digital Equity for All Ages, Connect, Create, Contribute, focuses on enriching older persons' lives by promoting access and participation in the digital world. A number of training sessions have been held this month at the Older Persons Active Aging Center to provide seniors with the necessary tools to navigate the digital world, keep them engaged and socially active.
The sessions have been going quite well. As we were going through COVID, what we have done is made sure that they were small sessions, so small in numbers, and we did the social distancing. But that also gave us an opportunity to have the sessions more tailored and almost more personalized for the persons who did attend the session.
Hosted by the Department of Children and Family Services, Social Work Manager Mrs. Lloyd Kellerman says, in view of COVID, each workshop is run as a socially distanced learning environment, so the capacity is usually about 12 persons. During the sessions, attendees are learning how to upload photos to WhatsApp, online shop, and how to sign up and use Instagram and Pinterest, how to use social media platforms to search interests and hobbies, as well as how and when to use hashtags. And apart from following celebrities, seniors are learning that the platform can also be used to follow local businesses such as CUC to get power outage alerts.
It started off slowly, but we've had pretty good attendance and the participants have been quite pleased. Our facilitators have been very patient and they are very, very knowledgeable, and they are able to impart the information to the participants in a way that they can understand, and they really get excited about it. So it has been going very well.
One attendee, Sonia Spence, says attending the workshops has opened up a world of possibilities. I still have a long way to go, she says, but they've taught me so much. Shanda Gallego, Radio Cayman News.
That's your latest news. I'm Karsley Fuller.
The 8 a.m. News is proudly sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. For further information, please visit chamberpension.ky. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you aware of the performance of your pension plan? The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan provides quarterly fund fact sheets for our members to stay informed with the plan's performance. For the year ended 30th of April, 2021, the various life cycle funds have provided returns between 10.5% and 43.2%. And our all-in expense ratio for year ended 30th of June, 2020 is currently the lowest it's ever been. 0.72%. Visit chamberpension.ky to review our fund fact sheets. You can see the performance as far back as 10 years. Remember that pensions are a longer-term investment strategy. Focus on the long term rather than the short-term returns. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan continues to perform for you.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman for the latest in news and information.
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Avoid contact with standing water and floodwaters during and after a storm to prevent exposing yourself to serious health risks, including infectious diseases, chemical hazards, and injuries. As an added precaution, your emergency kit should also include personal safety equipment such as rubber boots and gloves. For more useful hurricane preparedness tips, visit the Water Authority's website at www.waterauthority.ky or follow us on social media.
Come on, Cayman. Let's get ready to reopen. Countries all over the world are proving life can go on and we can safely coexist with COVID-19 in our community. With open borders, our readiness will be vital to protect each other and our islands. We can do this. Have your voice heard and pledge you are ready to safely reopen. Visit reopencayman.com. Join the movement and pledge that you are ready to reopen on November 20.
Do you want to serve your community? How about learning new and exciting skills? The Cayman Islands Regiment is now accepting applications for volunteers. Caymanian and permanent resident applicants should be between 18 and 50 with a clean police record. No military experience is required. Apply online at www.gov.ky/CI Regiment. Applications close on November 15th, 2021.
The 8:10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
Pan American Life Insurance Group can help you take your employee benefit solution to the next level. For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIG because we've always delivered on our promise. PALIG is the only insurer providing group policies to as few as 3 employees and has the ability to combine life, health, disability, and income protection to provide you and your employees with a complete employee benefits package. Let us customize your employee benefits solution today. Call us at 949-8304 or visit our office at Unit 221, Cannon Place East, North Sound Road, or visit us online at www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
Good morning, my friends. Let's take a look at your latest weather. Compliments of our friends at Pan American Life Insurance. Present temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like about 94. Winds are still coming out of the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. Relative humidity 78%. Last night's dew point was at 77. Barometric pressure is at 29.88 and dropping. Light winds and smooth seas are expected over and across the Cayman Islands today due to a weak pressure gradient over the Western Caribbean. Additionally, a cold front is expected to move into our area by late tonight, leading to an increase in cloudiness, chances of showers, and veering of the winds from the west. Most of the showers activity is anticipated to occur on Saturday with moderate northwesterly winds. So our forecast for today, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of afternoon showers. Temperatures will rise to the upper 80s. Winds will be south to southwesterly at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Then later tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will fall to the low 70s. Winds will be southwesterly at 5 to 10 knots, becoming northwesterly 10 to 15 knots early tomorrow morning. Seas will be slight to moderate with wave heights of 2 to 4 feet. With a high tide, the low tide will be coming up at 10:43 this morning, high at 5:31 this afternoon, and low at 11:54 tonight. For tomorrow, high tide is at 5:48 a.m. High tide, that is, 5:48 a.m. Low at 11:40 a.m. and high at 6:01 p.m. Sunset this Friday evening is at 5:52. Sunrise for Saturday morning at 6:26. The outlook is for the front, which is expected to move east of the Cayman area on Sunday with light northwesterly winds. That's your latest weather right here in your Radio Cayman.
The 8:10 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is proudly sponsored by Pan American International Insurance Corporation. Pan American International Insurance Corporation, meeting the life, accident, and health insurance needs of individuals and businesses to ensure financial security and peace of mind. For more information, call 949-8304 or visit www.palig.com. That's PALIG.com.
We at Pan American Life Insurance Group are here to help you protect your family and your income.
For more than 110 years, millions of people have trusted PALIC because we have always delivered on our promise. Life insurance is not only about death, but also about living benefits. We'll help you secure the life insurance, accident and sickness disability income you need to protect you and your family. Call us today at 949-8304 or visit our office, Unit 221 Cannon Place East, North Song Road, or visit www.palig.com. Pan American Life, people you can trust for life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving your goals is a very rewarding feeling, but at times can feel very frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, have a deadline. Procrastination is common in human nature. Setting a time to review the work helps to increase motivation because you know that you have to have it done by a certain time. This also ensures that you slow down to review progress. Consider rewards if things are going well. If things are not going as well as you would like, a deadline gives you a chance to pause and reflect on the current goal to see if there may be something getting in the way of being able to get it done.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by OnCourse Cayman. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. OnCourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit oncourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. OnCourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Water Authority Cayman would like to inform its customers that its offices here in Grand Cayman and Cayman Brac will reopen with regular working hours today, Friday, 29th October. COVID safety protocols continue to remain in place, including mask requirements, hand sanitization upon entrance, and social distancing.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
It's about 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's take a look at the traffic situation coming out of the eastern districts. Looking down at the east-west arterial Crichton Boulevard junction. Got some slow-paced traffic moving along there. Similar to getting to the roundabout with traffic merging coming out of the Prospect area. And continuing on to Shamrock Road. Those going through South Sound will experience some traffic, just getting a little bit way into the South Sound area. Looking down at the Linford Pearson Highway, got some movement of traffic until getting to the first roundabout. Expect some slow-paced traffic from there on. Amazingly, traffic is moving along the Crew Road area, moving good. Looking down from the Jose's area, traffic is moving there. Of course, getting into Georgetown, streets are got some light to moderate traffic. Shedden Road looking good at the moment. Godfrey Nixon Way a little bit busy. Of course, the Butterfield Roundabout always busy with the influx of traffic coming off the Esley Tibbetts. And of course, North Sound Road. Heading east towards Dorsey Drive, expect a little bit of light traffic that way. West Bay Road looking good at the moment. Traffic flowing into Georgetown. Moderate until getting to North Church Street onto Seafarers Way. Expect some light traffic as you make your way in, either through 4th Street or Cardinal Avenue. Not too much traffic along the Edward Streets. Traffic looking good, except for those coming out of the eastern districts. Just that little headache, of course. of course, the traffic eases up as the morning progresses. Look out for people on foot, bicycle, motorbike, scooters. Buckle up and stay safe. Your traffic report brought to you by our good friends at Subway.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office. Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Dreaming of a great career or degree? The Caribbean Examinations Council offers regionally and internationally recognized qualifications to help you get there. These include the Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level Competence, CCSLC, the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate, CSEC, the Caribbean Vocational Qualification, CVQ, Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and the CXC Associate Degree. These exams may be done while in school or out of school at private learning institutions. Visit cxc.org to learn more. With CXC, you're in control.
The Rotary Central Music Extravaganza 2021 tickets are here. Get your $25 ticket and stand a chance to win the grand prize of $40,000, second prize $4,000, and 6 $1,000 prizes. The Music Extravaganza music event, Saturday, November 27th at Salty's Grand Harbor, featuring CNB, Deja Blue, The Fabulous 68s. Tickets now on sale by Rotary members, authorized ticket sellers, and at eventpro.ky. 26 years of Rotary Music Extravaganza, funding over 70 community projects of significance since 1995. Rotary Central, Cayman Islands. Registered not-for-profit number 232. Rotary Central. Serve to change lives.
If you or someone in your household is a primary contact to someone who has tested positive for COVID-19, you could be required to isolate at a moment's notice.
Be prepared. Ensure that you have stocked enough food, water, prescriptions, and sanitary items to last for 14 days.
Have a plan if living arrangements require adjustments. And remember that all deliveries must be contactless.
For any queries, contact the 24-hour flu hotline 947-3077 or email flu@hsa.ky. For more tips, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. I have email messages, WhatsApp messages, voice notes as well. Paul, I'm going to read this one about the flu clinic, and at the same time you can prepare that voice note, and we will play that next as well. So, folks, this one is fairly long, so I'll try to paraphrase as much as I can in it. So, effective yesterday, the 28th of October, the flu clinic Let me start over. Sorry about that, folks. Effective yesterday, the 28th of October, the flu clinic located at the Cayman Islands Hospital Complex will be expanding its opening hours, providing greater convenience and a dedicated area for the treatment of persons with flu-like symptoms. So the new hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. until 11 p.m. That is 11 at night. 8 in the morning to 11 at night, starting yesterday. The dedicated flu clinic helps to isolate persons with flu-like symptoms from the general patient population and potentially reduce opportunities for influenza or COVID transmission. There's a quote, "We find that extending the hours reduces the congestion in our accident and emergency unit for non-emergent cases and allows the team to appropriately triage and treat true medical emergencies. And that's a statement issued by the Deputy Chief Executive Officer at the HSA, Mr. Ronnie Dunn. There's also another quote saying, although influenza activity last year was minimal, largely due to COVID-19 prevention measures such as mask wearing, predictions on what this year's flu season will look like have varied. And that quote is attributed to Medical Officer for Health, Dr. Samuel Williams Rodriguez. It goes on to say, this dedicated facility will allow us to better manage patient flow and an increase in cases due to COVID-19. Dr. Williams assures the public that adherence to prevention measures such as social distancing, wearing of masks, and the calling of the flu hotline prior to going to the clinic will help to reduce the risk of exposure to COVID-19 for patients who visit the clinic. The Public Health Department is currently awaiting their annual supply of flu vaccines. They anticipate that the arrival of vaccines before the launch of their flu shot campaign, which is expected to run from November 2021 to March 2022. Persons can access the flu clinic by parking in the Seventh-day Adventist Church parking lot with easy access to the clinic left of the accident and emergency entrance. Signage on campus will direct patients to the clinic. All persons with flu symptoms are advised to first contact the 24-hour hotline to speak to a health professional about their symptoms prior to visiting the clinic. And that flu hotline is 1-800-534-8600. I'm going to repeat that again. 1-800, that's a toll-free number, 1-800-534-8600. You can also call 345-947-3077 or email flu@hsa.ky. And they have given some advice in terms of what the flu symptoms may be like. They may include fever, sore throat, cough, runny nose, muscle or body aches, chills. You're advised to please call the flu hotline or 911 if you experience worsening symptoms such as sudden dizziness and confusion, severe or persistent vomiting, pain or pressure in the chest or abdomen, or difficulty breathing. Patients visiting the flu clinic can use the Seventh-day Adventist Church parking lot just opposite the A&E. All persons are required to wear a face mask at all HSA locations as well. So if any of you feel that any of this information needs repeating, please let me know and I will be more than happy to reshare it with you, because it is all important. It is all for our health and our safety here in the Cayman Islands, despite the recklessness and carelessness of many persons. And I'm going to lay some of the blame squarely where it needs to be laid in terms of the spread of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands. And it has to do with persons being careless, persons refusing to get vaccinated, persons refusing to wear masks as well. Paul, let's play that voice note for us, please.
Hey, good morning, OC. I hope you're doing well. Today's another beautiful day. Sunshine or rain, it's a beautiful day because We rely, OC, I want you to post or play this voice message on your show tomorrow for me, or whoever will host the show, pass it on. I have a quick question or two. Why don't the government let the people that is coming into this country, or sorry, this island that is going into quarantine, why don't they let them pay for the quarantine for themselves? That way government could get some money while we're still trying to reopen this island. Let them pay. I understand that the government has put aside money for the people that is coming to pay for their quarantine. I don't know if it's right. Can you correct me? But if it's so, I'll ask Mr. Wayne Panton and Mr. Saunders, please, gentlemen, lock down this island for at least 3 weeks just before Christmas, that we can see if we can put a lid on this spread of this COVID-19 in Cayman. Remember, this was the island or the top of the world that didn't have any coronavirus, and where are we now? It's not right. What, you all want to wait till some of the Caymanian people end up dying in the Georgetown hospital or end up dying at home for COVID? Please, gentlemen, Mr. Saunders and Mr. Panton, to us, the elderly people, the Caymanian people that have nowhere to go beside the cemeteries, could you please lock down this island for at least 3 weeks or 2 weeks so that we can see if we can put a control on this coronavirus? Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm going to just make a comment before we go to the commercial break, Paul. And I'm not sure whether or not the person is talking about the $1 million that the government announced that had been earmarked to assist those persons who were forced suddenly to isolate at home because of the spread of the COVID-19 in the schools, and they were forced to be at home without being able to make proper preparations. They weren't sure whether or not they will be paid by their employers and things of that nature. That is what we're aware of now that the government has put in place. And we saw in the Cayman News Service article that the minister, Honorable Sabrina Turner, indicated that that service, or the ability to tap into that stipend, that $1 million, is also extended to the sister islands as well. Let's take a commercial break. When we return, I have a few emails I want to share with you as well, and I have already been asked to repeat the information about the flu clinic, and we do have a caller on hold as well. Don't worry, folks, we're going to get to all of you today. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough, and sore throat to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, Cayman.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray, and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamp Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamp Motors, Walkers Road.
Babes to Teens. Hurry over to Babes to Teens for their clearance sale. Lots of items on sale. Tops, dresses, pants, shirts, shoes, baby clothing, accessories, and more.
Sick with it, group drop.
Bargains galore. Items as low as $5. Babes to Teens is making room for new stock, so catch these great deals before they're all gone. Babes to Teens. Number 8 Plaza Venetia, North Sound Way. Telephone 946-8157. Open Monday to Saturday from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Babes to Teens.
Did you know our reefs are home to over 45 different kinds of corals and more than 125 different species of fish? Cayman's amazing coral ecosystems provide so many benefits to our lives. But an aggressive coral disease called stony coral tissue loss disease, or Skittle D, is making its way around Grand Cayman and threatening our incredible corals. That's why the Department of Environment's Skittle D response team is hosting Coral Fest at the Grand Caymanian former Holiday Inn in Safe Haven on Saturday, November 6th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Meet the Skittle D scientists and learn what makes Cayman's corals so important to us. Bring the kids for coral games, educational booths, and awesome prizes. Entry is free. Email coral@gov.ky or visit doe.ky for more info.
System 1 loaded. 1-800-534-8255. What is on your mind when it comes to the government, independence, and the opposition? Issues that matter to you. 1-800-534-8255. Waiting to hear from you. For the Record.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have an open line for you this morning. We do have a caller, so we're going to take the caller first. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, O.C. How you doing?
Hey, morning. I'm good. How are you?
All right. Now,
how are things over there?
all things over here is fine.
Okay.
But look, I'm a man. Shoot straight from the hip, right?
Okay.
Now, as a Caymanian, I am sick of this little mind game and blame game that we going on with. Listen, the corona came into the island two ways. A good source tell me that stuff was picked up from a boat, and the Jamaican didn't come sure, but the Caymanian had it. That's a source told me that. Okay. The governor said that. Remember, the governor said it too, right? Right. The governor alluded to it.
I believe so. Yeah.
I listened to the press briefing, and one thing with it, we can always play it back.
Oh yes, YouTube is there.
Okay. The second thing, the lady was coming from Jamaica. No, she knew she was positive, and she almost got through. You think that wasn't tried before? It was tried, and it happened. That's number two.
That's a possibility, strong possibility, yes.
Good. Number three, the people that was quarantined, when they came in, that they started to break it, that the law was doing nothing about it, nobody didn't care about the laws, because We have the best laws on the book anywhere in the world, but we have the slackest enforcement of anywhere in the world. Now, that's reality, okay? Good. Now I get mad to the reality again. I just heard you talking about the unvaccinated. Listen. I am unvaccinated. I will not get no vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, OC, let's be real now. I have common sense, and that's I have a burden to carry when it's so little people have it. Now you can tell me if you get your vaccination, you can still catch it and you can spread it.
Yeah, but the severity of it is said to be different. So if you're unvaccinated and you catch COVID, and if the severity is more for you, then you are placing more stress on the system because you are more likely to have to be hospitalized, put on a ventilator, or something else. So that is why the unvaccinated person doesn't have any more risk of spreading it than the vaccinated person. It is what they have to do when you catch it in terms of your hospitalization.
Okay, I know that, but what I am trying to say is like we the unvaccinated one is blamed for the spread, and that is wrong. That is
okay. I agree with you for in that.
Let's deal with the point. Listen, illiteracy can be educated, crazy can be medicated, but there's nothing for stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
And we have stupid people that break our laws. They don't give a red roses ass, and then the officials coming on blame it on. So if 100 bucks, listen. You know what gets me another thing? Oh, see, just bear me on this, my friend.
Okay.
If we get now, listen to me now. We got 500 not cases confirmed since yesterday in the Cayman Islands, right?
Not sure of the figure.
Well, it over 500.
But infections, in terms of infections, I believe, somewhere around there, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, good. Now, out of that there, I figure about 300 or more. That is, let's say 200 conservative, 200 of them is unvaccinated, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many of them are in the hospital?
It doesn't appear as if many are in there, and we have to consider ourselves fortunate. I don't know what the answer to that is yet, whether or not it has to do with the strain of the COVID-19 that is here or what. We are extremely fortunate. Bermuda, a couple of days ago, just hit their 100 deaths in Bermuda, a population of 60-odd thousand persons. 100 deaths.
Well, look at some will live and some will die. The flu, look at the flu killing people every year. Every day the flu killing them and there's no cure for it. So, and another thing now, see, tell me something now. This locking down the government services thing, tell me something. If you got 10 people working at the port and one person come back positive, you can lock down your food supply. Send that person home, the rest wear masks and work. I mean, I do know.
But when they lock down, they just aren't they just doing it to for the deep cleansing and stuff like that to get the premises in order and then reopening?
Well, see, all they got to do is spray a little Lysol up there and wash your hand. That's what they say. Lysol the first thing to wash.
Okay.
I mean, okay, tell me something now. If one of the air traffic controllers go down sick and you got 10 jobs coming in, you're going to tell them to unban, go where they come from? Somebody got to stay and do the job, my friend.
Yeah, there are certain areas where essential work has to take place, yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, that's where the common sense comes in, you see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm looking at this panic thing that's going on, and another thing that I was gonna tell I was gonna give this one yesterday, but it would not talk. So what the police should have done for the last 2 days when everybody was rushing to the clinic to get tested. They should have got up there and checked for license insurance. They would have made some money pay for the test.
That would have been an overreach. That would have been people would have complained about that.
No, that's not. When I called, I really laughed. I said, boy, look at that. But when a person going to work, what about when a person going to work, you stop and waste the time like that? They were sitting on the line doing nothing, just waiting. And that's a little one, but, see, the people that come in here, all them that vaccinated, that come in when the border open up, they're not going to be sick, but they're going to bring it. I hope it's just to cover for insurance purposes. But I mean, this thing about, this is wrong to really blame the unvaccinated people for this. It's just like Castro said, right? And Little Cayman, Castro said, he didn't bring it Little Cayman, They brought it to him, right?
Yep.
He left Little Cayman, come back, when Grand Cayman, just come right back. He had it. So obviously, it came out of Little Cayman. And that was the first time that he left the island for months.
Okay. I wouldn't want to call persons' names in terms of, being...
See? Yes, you can go on the Facebook. Castro put that up on the Facebook. Now I could call his name.
Okay.
He put it up on Facebook, bold and clear. I'm repeating his exact words.
Got you.
It was brought to him. And like I say, I can put it up on my Facebook, and I can show you, and you can call Castro. Look, I can give you a number, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Because I never called nobody name like that. Got you.
Yeah. No, I understand. We just have to be careful on our end here, in terms of what we allow people to say at times.
Yeah, man, I understand. I know that. I know that straight up, man.
Okay, take care, my friend. Be safe. Be safe. I want to take another call or take the break first, Paul. We're going to take a break. We have two callers on one call. We're going to take one call and then take a break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, O.C. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Great. To the voicemail that you played a while ago. Government ceased the paying of quarantine from July 1st, I think it was, or July 2nd. So just to set the record straight there, they're not paying for anybody unless it's an essential travel.
Yeah, like for medical purposes or something like that.
Correct,
yeah.
Correct. Yes, so recall it. And to the last caller, I agree that those that are vaccinated coming in here can bring it with them and distribute it among our people here. I can test, I can do a PCR test today and I'm negative, but I ain't traveling before next 48 hours. In that time, I'm mingling with people that may have it. I get it. I bring it. I don't get sick until I'm ready to leave. Just using that for argument's sake. But it's too late then. So, what is the real story? Because, trust me, it looks like somebody has thrown gasoline in the fire. No, not on the fire, in the fire. Because it's exploding rapidly.
Yeah. And we've seen that happen in all of the other jurisdictions where, that have experienced the spike. We've seen it happen that way. So
yeah, and I know we need to open, but there's still some things that I feel like could have been done different from what they're advertising. Because, if somebody wants to come down here for 2 weeks, you got to be prepared to be in quarantine for X amount of time. That's bottom line. But they're the government, so what can we say? What can we do?
Yep.
Anyway, take care.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that caller, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
West Bay, home to Barkas National Park, the touristy flair, a family community, a political powerhouse. From sports enthusiasts to car aficionados, affection for silver thatch rope. No matter how far you may venture, West Bay will always be where the heart is. Home will always be in West Bay. West Bay Pharmacy, caring for your home and your family. West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient, quality care is just around the corner.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed. That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
Individuals requiring letters to their employers confirming they have been placed in mandatory isolation due to ongoing COVID-19 contact tracing requirements can obtain these by request to Public Health. Please request by email only to quarantine@hsa.ky.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. 8 minutes before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock. 2 callers on hold. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you? Good to hear your voice.
Yes, I'm saying to you. I raised this issue when CIAA changed the allocation for parking and curbside drop-off because of COVID restrictions. And it was because of persons with physical challenges and the elderly and not being able to be dropped curbside and not having properly allocated parking close to the entrance for when you're actually leaving the island. I know we have some parking available when you return, but it was more so when you were being dropped off. So this morning I went to drop off my mother who's 85 years old who has 2 suitcases to return to the bra. I have to park way down into the physical challenge section because that's what my parking allows for me because I walk with a key. And then proceed to walk about half of that parking lot to find a cart so that we can put her luggage on a cart that she has to then push across that parking lot, across the walkways into the ticketing lounge, right? And I asked security, I said, where are your porters? I have an elderly woman. Can I do curbside drop-off? No. Well, where are your porters? There are none. So we don't have any porters, and we don't have any curbside drop-off for the elderly and those with physical challenges. And we're all okay with that because CIAA, after I raised the issue with the Disability Council, with the Older Persons Council, and I believe I called it in, issued a statement saying it was an oversight on their initial plan. It wasn't an oversight, you all forgot, because you don't forget those things. Those are not oversight. But this morning, we still don't have porters hired in our airport as this person. The young man, well, he's a little older than me, but he grew up with us, Kuroon. He came and assisted, and he works with Customs and Border Control. But what is wrong with us in this country? I really need to understand what is wrong with us in this country. All the people in this country and people with physical challenges, it's a mockery. And there's no reason for that.
And they did promise that they were going to try to put something in place in terms of, having carts to transport, persons. I mean, I don't like to advocate that people break the law, but someone has to challenge them one way or the other, and someone just basically has to decide that they're going to pull right up there and let off their passenger. You can't
because the way they have it designed, even if you come out of the parking, you can't get across the
okay.
And then you can't get around because they have a gate now.
Yeah.
But they need to make the necessary adjustment to allow for that. You can't have people who come in on a bus who don't have physical challenges because they're coming as tourists and stuff like that, and they're getting dropped off curbside. And you got Caymanians in this country, and you got a lot of black elderly patients who come down for healthcare, who back up for healthcare, and come for other reasons. And persons like myself, and those who have physical challenges, cannot. I can't push no human suitcase plus walk and this and that. You know what this kills me some days to just shop with a cart. Even the other day I ran into the supermarket, the security would say to me, because I pull my cart, because it's easier for me to pull the cart while walking than it is to push the cart while walking. Yeah? He says to me, I have to stand in the back of the cart so I maintain the distance. And I told him in the morning, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to convenience anybody other than myself. I have to do what is best for me and pushing that best for me. The pull for me is easier and it's less strain on me because the cart moves a little easier. And then otherwise, and I take my son to go and push for me if I have heavy items in the pickup and stuff. But really and truly, we do not make sufficient provision in this country for persons with physical challenges and the elderly.
Exactly.
I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it.
And we
keep saying it.
And we keep hearing talk about legislation and about policies that are put in place, for that to happen. But in reality, it doesn't. I agree with you.
In the law, with the elderly person, law that thing that we have that affords a consular opportunity to advocate for elderly persons, that don't have enough teeth.
Got you.
And we need to do something. I remember Chelsea Rivers advocating because of her son. And to this day, I'm sure that she's not what is provided. There is Casa Fraser too, and the list goes on.
Yes.
We as Caymanians have to decide we are not going to sit down. When I go to the States, I had to travel in September for treatment. I had a wheelchair accident right from Cameron to the airport. You know what? I can't even walk that incline to get on the plane. I can't do that. I had to be physically carried up into that. Anyway, emotional for me because sometimes I feel sort of embarrassed. So forth. But I have to deal with it. I can't do what other people can do.
Right.
And I could not make it up to that rock to get onto that plane. And they took me right on and put me on. But yet, I can't get across the parking lot to even get on the plane because y'all have a name provision. And I don't understand it when you get to the States. I don't have all these issues and concerns.
Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yep. We spend so much time worrying about the visitor. What can we do to make life easier for them when they come in and our people here
suffering? Yep.
And I'm sorry if I sound overpressed.
No,
no.
I
got to a point in my life that I'm going to continue to speak out the things that I see wrong, and I want to see changes. We got people in this country making reports, falsified reports and matters that they don't have proper information about, and trying to make scandals of other people, make reports on this, talk about these sorts of matters, and demand action and demand change. Anyway, Mr. Connor, I appreciate your time.
Sure. Thank you very much, and continue to advocate. And on this end here, as long as we have a voice, we will do the same as well. So, Paul, I don't think we're going to have enough time to take that next caller. We have about, 2 minutes before we go. So what I'll do is I'll read something instead. I'm going to ask that caller, please be patient. Headline news is not that long. One of our listeners has pointed out the fact that people are up in arms about the borders opening up and COVID spreading, but it's already being spread in the community. At this rate, tourists won't be coming with so many COVID-19 cases already here. People don't want government to lock down, but they are not taking it upon themselves to do the things that are suggested. It's all a matter of personal responsibility. And the person goes on to ask the question, should we have to lock down every time we have an outbreak? And they point out that that in itself is unsustainable as well. Folks, top of the hour, headline news. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
That food preparation utensils are washed with a strong detergent and rinsed in hot water in the event that they have made contact with flood water. Boil silverware for 10 minutes and immerse glass, porcelain, china, and plastic items in a solution of hot water and 10% chlorine bleach before use. For more post-hurricane food safety tips, visit DEH website at deh.gov.ky.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice. Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
Reports of tech support scams are on the rise. Scammers call residents and use scare tactics to trick them into paying for unnecessary technical support services to fix a non-existent problem. If you think you've been targeted, you're encouraged to email police on rcips.fcu@rcips.ky. U.S. President Joe Biden has arrived in Europe ahead of next week's key UN climate summit, with his signature climate policy yet to pass through the U.S. Congress. The president's $1.75 trillion Build Back Better social welfare package includes more than $500 billion of spending on green policies. Before leaving Washington, Mr. Biden described the measures as historic, but differences among Democrats mean it is unlikely to pass before the summit. And in a message recorded exclusively for the BBC, Pope Francis has called on world leaders meeting next week at the conference to provide, quote, effective responses to the environmental emergency and offer, quote, concrete hope for future generations. Speaking from the Vatican, the Pope talked of crisis, including the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change, and economic difficulties, and urged the world to respond to them with vision and radical decisions so as not to, quote, waste opportunities that the current challenges present. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matter. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines as promised. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you doing, my friend?
Yeah, good. How are you from Miss Lucy? Miss Lucy, here we don't know different there, right? With this pandemic, right? It's chronic, right? It's a plague, right? It's here for a while. Okay? Give me longer. I don't rely on the duration at time. But I know it's OC. It always there. Obstacles and hurdles before progress. That we see. See, I don't care who follow me. I don't beg no friend. No. You see, no joke aside. About how I am to perform. You see me? So, like this now. We gonna move on and adapt. The border open up. Right? Last administration, they did an excellent job. Shut down. It was a police state. That a pass. See? Henceforth, we gonna move on now. Adapt and move on. Because whatever currency reserves, it's gonna get liquidated. Okay? And like I say again, every myself, I don't beg for no friend. But no meaning face no form. You know what I'm saying, Ms. O.C.? So, like, and got both talk a facelift. You know, before and after.
So you believe you're talking about government's resources are going to be used up. So you would advocate if the government has to go into a deficit budget, you wouldn't have a problem with them going into a deficit budget if they don't have the funds.
I mean, that's not a resort. Right? That's not alternative. And like I said again, it's all about responsibility. It's not about irresponsibility. It's up to the individual. Right? Last night I called you, the children down the annex. Before that happened, it's simple hygiene, wash your hands, cleanliness, sanitize everything. That's all this. That's all. They take care of stuff. I mean, I know they thought this was very young, but still, break that and up to them. Right? We can't blame them. And this thing been here. It been here. Lately. It's been here. So that it's adding up.
Yeah.
Summed up to the max. And Miss Susie, like I say, no. Differently. Like I say, and everybody's deficit now. But we don't know no burden and obligation to rely on the government. Right? Because we became our people. We got to look at each other. Differently, it's up to your own individual. Like we prepare for a hurricane.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So the sanitary, simple, and people like was around now, but like about currency money. But listen, we can't live at this lockdown. Last year, people made this state unnecessary. Okay, they can have a lot. Like we need to lock up. You will lock up for? No. You understand? That's like our people. Not them. You saw them from. So, the government know. We adapt, move on, we're going on. I understand we're in a certain level for safety because it's spreading contamination. See? They're here now. Been here. Right? She locked into the guilds, let up to the gate. So we need to move on now, adapt. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Mr. Mosi, before I finish though, we need to add up. Right? Don't denounce nothing. Add up. That's what's going on. Add up everything. Don't denounce nothing. Everything. Because, life reality. I thought it was sacrifice. You gain or lose. That's simple. Life reality. All right, Mr. Musa, good morning. Good weekend.
You too. Take care. Please stay safe as well. Okay. So one of our listeners wrote and said, "Good morning, OC. Yes, absolutely correct. The assumption that every interested person has a smartphone is totally ridiculous. I have a Nokia telephone, and that's it. I cannot afford anything fancier. So please, all you folks out there plugging away on your high-tech blowers, get real." Now, high-tech blowers, some of you may and some may not recognize the term. So this is the funny part now. The person wrote back to me, and they said I can call their name if I want to, but I won't call their name. Wrote back to me and said that their wife has told them that the term blower, right, which she was referring to the telephone, for a phone will not be understood. So therefore, I should choose to read kindly substitute phone for blower. So that's the funny part, because blower is a term that is used in another jurisdiction, as well for that. I have so many. Okay. So we're going to alternate between the emails, WhatsApps, and the callers. Let's go to the caller then. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. How are you?
All right, yes, sir. First of all, I agree with Ramos. He's talking the truth. Yes, that's right. Because if I may, right, could you, OC, please understand, say, what if we don't invest in opening up the borders? Say we invest in our own people. How would that work? Let's say we give, understand everybody a real minimum wage that they can live off of, and some, basic means and supplies, and let's say we give them a child care benefit. Let's say we do that. Let's say we do enough to say, let's have it that we don't have to struggle and try to open up these borders, and say, when we open up these borders, we gotta go back into a major lockdown, like Bermuda, or one of these places that they've been shut down after they tried to reopen the borders. You understand? Because the people that you're going to get stuck up in here then. And if you're talking about selling work permits, or selling status, or selling means of trying to stay here, I don't think that's a comfortable way, a very responsible way of trying to make money.
So how long you think that we could be sort of self-sufficient without opening our borders? What's the estimated time that you're looking at?
We just to be surrounded by a very plentiful ocean. I believe we could go as long as we want. As long as we do what Ramos say, work together and understand that it's an individual. You understand?
What about the fact that we have been fortunate, only 2 deaths so far? If we continue to see the spread of the virus, but no severe cases and no death resulting from it, would that convince you that we can coexist with the virus if we continue to do all of the take the necessary precautions while we know the virus is still, out in the populace, but we're not seeing deaths or we're not seeing really severe cases of it? Do you think that we could on that basis expand and open up?
Yeah, I understand you. Yeah, but I think we shouldn't rush it, because I think we should try to wait. Since you say we're not having such major death, that would be that we could be on the way to what they call herd immunity. And if the whole island, let's say, caught just say one part of the virus, I think we could be definitely willing to open up then. Without a vaccine or vaccination or mandate or anything like that, because once you catch this virus now, you don't catch it again.
I'm not too sure about that. Not too sure about that. We've seen in some jurisdictions where people have caught it a second time. Yeah.
That would be when you got vaccinated. Only when you catch it without the vaccination. It sounds like a dog in the dog in the vaccine, but I'm not. It's just facts. OC. And if you're afraid of facts, then you shouldn't be on the radio. So that's all I got to say.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. And more calls. Paul, 2 more callers. Let's take the callers. Next caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, my friend. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm certainly okay. We'll be talking about open up the island, the pandemic and whatever. But I was watching the BBC about an hour ago, and
hello, caller.
Of this big old showdown about climate change next week in London.
And we have a young Caymanian who's going to be representing overseas territories there as well. I have to at some point in time share that with our audience as well. We should be proud of her.
That's good, because also in London, a little teenager girl in school also, I think she's representing a lot of the schoolmates in London about the same thing. But to what you said, the little girl. But what about as a nation, if that's what we call ourselves? What are we doing about it? Anything? Anybody protecting or planning to have a protest or anything about what's going on?
In terms of when you say what's going on
in the environment, about the global warming.
Well, we see the Premier has created an office for climate resilience and sustainability. So our Premier here is taking it serious and has actually, set up a section to deal with that. Yeah.
Well, that's okay that he's doing that, but I say we as individuals should certainly join forces with him to let him see that we're not just bystanders, we're getting into the action as well.
Yeah. And not only should we do it in terms of words, but our actions as well, in terms of taking the little small steps that we as individuals or families can take to preserve and protect the environment as well.
Well, what I'd like to say is, yes, you're certainly right, but what me and others are seeing into this little island, all of these developers, they call themselves doing all of this construction, because some of them have literally been ran out of other countries. They drove them out. They took their heavy equipment and they started a fire and all that. Now they have to come Cayman. Presumably, the restrictions is very limited, but climate change is a real thing, and it's coming to the Cayman Islands, boy. I don't know what we can do.
It's here. It's not coming. It's here.
This is what I'm saying, and I'm just kind of disheartened that I don't see more people stirring up about it. I mean, we got to do something now because other nations is doing. We think that it doesn't really affect us. That's not good. So, but anyway, that's my little piece, and I just hope that you have a good day. And I don't know what happened to my friend. He's not on the air again this morning.
I was hoping that he would be here. I sent him a text message last night. I didn't speak to him on the phone. I sent him a text message, but we had discussed it on Wednesday, but I'm not sure what has happened. But I will be in touch with him after the show, make sure everything is okay. I'm sure everything is okay with him. But thanks for inquiring as well.
Okay, my friend, you have a good weekend. If you see him, tell him hello for me as well.
Will do, and please stay safe. We have to take a commercial break. When we return, we will continue to accommodate the calls, accommodate the WhatsApp messages, the emails, whatever you send our way, we will accommodate you. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Had a look at those investment options yet? Too busy. Look at today. Workout, breakfast, take the kids to school, back-to-back meetings, take Pepper to the vet, and she's apparently got allergies now, so... And that was all before 12. But you look relaxed.
That's because my money's as busy as you.
With RF, you can access the best in local and international investments to keep your money busy, so you can spend more time focusing on you. Contact us at rfgroup.com to find out more. RF, money at work.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Some believe cancer doesn't happen to people who are young, healthy, and happy, but it does.
The Lions Club of Tropical Gardens invite the community to join the Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Virtual Walk Run, October 29th to 31st, in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Walk any day between October 29th to the 31st.
Walk alone, run with a team, or participate with your family. Registration is only $25 at eventpro.ky or the Lions Club of Tropical Gardens Pink Shop on Shedden Road, located across from the Mango Tree Restaurant parking lot. Registration includes a t-shirt or tank top and raffle entry. Funds raised will help to support mammogram screenings. Post your walk-run photos to Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Hashtag BTL Walk Run. Hashtag LCTG Breast Cancer Awareness. Email photos to bcawareness@gmail.com. The Lions Club of Tropical Gardens Brenda Tibbetts Lund Memorial Virtual Walk Run, October 29th to the 31st.
Just never give up.
All the world's greatest inventions were initially misunderstood.
Compute what?
Except for KFC's Pizza, a pizza made with all chicken and no crust, tomato sauce and pepperoni, topped off with delicious melted cheese. An invention that is understood from the very first bites. Pizza from KFC. No need to explain. You just need to taste it.
Try Pizza at KFC Shedden Road and KFC Baytown today.
Did you know our reefs are home to over 45 different kinds of corals and more than 125 different species of fish? Cayman's amazing coral ecosystems provide so many benefits to our lives. Come celebrate Cayman's corals at Coral Fest, November 6th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Grand Caymanian, former Holiday Inn in Safe Haven. Entry is free. Come meet Cayman's coral scientists and learn why corals are so important to us. There will also be tons of Coral Kid fun and awesome prizes. Email coral@gov.ky or visit doe.ky for more info.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Back to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Lucy.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Just fine, thank you. I didn't realize it was my turn.
Okay.
Child, whatever you want to call it. Now, before I say what I want to say, I'd just like to make a little statement here or ask a question first.
Mm-hmm.
The young man that was warned, who was apparently armed and dangerous, has he been found yet? Has he been caught?
Yes, I saw something released that, yes.
Yes, okay, good. So the only wanted animal out, a mammal, is the
raccoon.
Raccoon.
Yes.
Not a scarlet pimpernel, but a black and white. One thing, we did post a photograph of the young man, so it was plainly identifiable.
Mm-hmm.
We have not posted anything of a raccoon, what it looks like. I don't see any picture of one in the paper, a good-sized picture that people would know. So as many people here are unfamiliar with it.
Mm-hmm.
The point I'm making is this. Oh, beloved cats are being mistaken for raccoons. I can tell you this as a fact. And that's a kind of dangerous situation we're in. If people would be aware of what they look like. Good. I just want to say that. I think we owe people that. To identify, show what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Good. It's important, believe me.
Yep.
We're talking about the reopening and the COVID, and that seems to be the main item on our news and so forth, and focus of our attention. One thing we've got to understand, as I've said it many times before, and I'm pressing it on us now, those buildings, huge buildings are built, and we know that a huge part of the money now is in construction, that the government gets something out of, and the people are getting work and so forth, even if you want to say a lot of it is foreigners on the job.
Mm-hmm.
But at least some people are on the job, and I'm sure there are Caymanians getting, because if you try to find a service person to repair a seat for you or a fridge, you're up the creek, you won't find one.
Yeah.
Trust me. And so they're busy at that, the service thing. What we've got to understand is this. Those buildings have got to be occupied, and they have got to be sold and so forth. They have been built, plenty of money has gone into the banks or whatever institution or whatever they do here with the money we invest, trillions, well, let's say hundreds of billions of dollars passing through here. So that's why the whole world looks at us and thinks that everyone should be rich. If you share it up amongst the population, everyone here should be a millionaire. It's easy to calculate that amount of money passing through here, in here, and so forth. And what we do have is a huge dependence on charities, as we see that. The reality is this. The money has to come from somewhere to sustain the country. We have no factories really of any.
But why can't it be generated right here, amongst us?
This is what I'm saying now. We can generate that money. It passes through here. It's here. And we know this. We have a mandatory insurance system, health insurance for the private sector, which is about 85% or more of the working force. We have a mandatory pension, which is really a forced savings. It's not really a pension when you think about it, as it was called by a former minister a person who
Caller, I have other people queued up, so I'm going to need you to get to the point.
My point is this, and I've said 100 times before, you can see it right now, that the way forward is for us to apply or implement some form of direct income tax. A salary tax is something. There are people earning huge salaries here, and if everyone is working, then there's the sustainable source of income for the government. Do away with these mandatory things that's causing awful pain now because it's not working. We know it isn't working. We have to use up the pension, which would have been an unemployment compensation tax, as it is with all countries that collect some form of income tax. And the health insurance would be a nationalized thing. You just pay a small amount of money from your salary. It works in Canada, it works in everywhere, all European countries. And then we'll have some taken out of your salary for education and so forth, because money has to come from somewhere to sustain the system. If we say we're going to lock the country down, the money will have to be generated here. The only way we're going to generate a sizable amount of money is to tax the income. And it is the only fair means of taxation.
Got you. Caller, I'm going to ask you to leave us there. We're going to grab another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And I thank you very much for your important voice of reason. One, climate change is real. We need to join with our Caribbean brethren in advocating for whatever it needs to be done to protect our environment, because we're going to be losing our beaches and our corals. I agree with that caller. Second thing I'd like to raise is one of your callers erroneously suggested that it was vaccinated people who were vulnerable to second bout of COVID.
Oh, yes.
To them. It is erroneous. It is false. It is not true. People who have been vaccinated are part of the reason why we do not have 2 40-foot containers as a supplemental morgue like Bermuda has. One. The other thing I'd like to really tell that person is that there is evidence, even here, where people have had the return of the virus twice.
Precisely.
And even a third time. Their vaccination status has enabled them to be more resilient and to be less hospitalized. And as such, we cannot take it for granted. It is so important for us not to imbibe the dribble that comes on the internet, and it is so important for us to see the reality of what we have. We have high rate that's climbing in numbers, but we have a fairly stable hospitalization rate so far. Thank you very much for your program, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for adding to that as well and correcting that caller also. Let's grab another call before we go to our next commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Ossie.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Canada. How art thou?
I'm good, thanks, and I hope that all your listeners are, feeling well and, ready to get into Friday.
Yes.
Now, Ossie, today, just this morning, actually, after your program came on air, I finally got the 2 judgments I've been waiting for from the Chief Justice.
Okay.
They are dated the 28th of meaning yesterday, and so on and so forth. I won't go into the detail of how I managed to ferret out those judgments, but now I have them. And what I'm trying to do now is because they are so long, I want to create 1 or 2 little summaries so that I can send to the MLAs and to the press and so on, so that they can understand exactly how this judge has finally decided that the legislature in the Cayman Islands doesn't matter. What matters is the judge in the UK. The second thing I want to say, since you're about to go to break, I'm still struggling with the Chief Justice to find out from him whether he has got any rules for complaints against judges. He hasn't responded to that yet, and they are now in a stalemate with the ombudsman because basically he doesn't want to respond to that. But I will talk about that later. And also, I'm in a problem now. You see, the Judicial and Legal Services Commission doesn't want to to make these rules because they say it's for the governor. The governor says it is them who should make the rules. And I mean, I have this in writing, I have this in writing. And then the Chief Justice has asked him, have you recommended the rules? He doesn't want to answer the question. So at least I have the judgment now. I will make it public, and then we'll take it from there. Otherwise, thanks very much, Osi. I'll continue to listen.
Thank you very much, Billy. Have a great weekend over there as well.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, I have enough time that I can read. Let's read this one. Okay, this person says, OC, infection control protocols operating with best practice in mind require the shutdown and deep cleanse of sites presumed infected as the virus survives on surfaces up to 4 days. If this protocol is not adhered to, there is potential liability consequences. With gene sequencing as part of our available forensic tools, source of transmission will be more detectable. We have to isolate, deep cleanse as part of the fight against COVID-19 or the fight back against COVID-19. I want to thank that listener for that as well. Taking a commercial break, folks. When we return, the discussion will continue, so please stay tuned.
We think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vamt Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new 2021 Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vamt Motors, Walkers Road.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
Healthcare Pharmacy, caring about your health for the past 25 years. Radio Cayman's premier health show.
Alzheimer's and dementia, are they the same disorder?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
For the Health of It with Tara Bush.
Is heard on Saturdays at 9:30 a.m. and on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Healthcare Pharmacy in Grand Harbor, where they care about your health. Transfer and refill your prescription online. Visit healthcarepharmacy.com. KY or call 947-8900. Healthcare Pharmacy now with a new and second location in Governor's Square. The new Healthcare Pharmacy in Governor's Square is open Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Healthcare Pharmacy, where they care about your health.
What do you do if you have to go to a shelter? To help you safely prepare, evacuate, and shelter while protecting yourself and others from COVID-19 this hurricane season, here's some tips from the Public Health Department. If you must go to a shelter, be ready to protect yourself and others. Practice social distancing of at least 6 feet from others. Follow public health's preventative actions. Wash your hands with soap and water, often if possible, or use hand sanitizer, cover coughs and sneezes, and wear masks or cloth face coverings. Get your COVID-19 vaccine when eligible. Avoid sharing food and drink with anyone. For more guidance to update your emergency hurricane plans due to coronavirus, visit www.caymanprepared.gov.ky. This message is brought to you by the Public Health Department in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
For the record with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system.
For information that matters. For the record with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Okay, good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have a caller on hold, alternating between the calls and the WhatsApp messages as well as the emails. This person has written in and said, please read on your talk show. Some of the persons in quarantine that the government is giving money to are ones that said they are not taking the vaccine. It's their body and their choice don't like to wear face mask, 6 feet apart, etc. So the government is giving them money to be not good citizens and spreading the virus. Sad, very, very sad. Not sure that all of that is factual, but I'll have to sift through that a little bit more before I make any comments there. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Oh, yeah, OC.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, morning again. Yeah, tell me something. There were a raccoon loose on the island, right?
That's what we heard.
Oh, it flew in here.
Reported that it came in 2 in a container. One was caught and one got away.
Oh, they were trafficking. Oh. Okay, so to the person saying big words just to call me wrong, let me ask you something, OC. Tell me something.
See, you're speaking about scientific things, and you're not a scientist. Tell us where you got that information from.
Well, I can guarantee you, some of the people I grew up with is scientists and doctors now.
Mm-hmm. So where did you get that information? Where did you get that information from?
I just noted it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in the medical thing, and they know behind the scenes. Anybody that's willing to sell you something is willing to what? Make a profit anyhow, any means. So, let me ask you and that person again, if you would love to call back, I would love to hear this. Tell me why you have to sign a waiver before you get the vaccine. Just tell me why. You don't have you can answer that.
Why the reason that I signed a waiver is because I have to sign a waiver in order to get the vaccine, and I want to get the vaccine because I know that the vaccine is good for me, that it will reduce the effect of COVID-19. That is my reason for signing the waiver, because I want to take the vaccine. And if you don't want to take the vaccine, then using the signing of a waiver is a good excuse, or finding some conspiracy theory about the vaccine and the intention of it is a good excuse for you not to take the vaccine. Now, you asking me personal questions. Have you taken the vaccine?
No, I won't.
And why won't you take it?
Because I have to sign a waiver.
And are you doing all that is necessary to ensure that you protect yourself and you protect those persons around you by adhering to all of the other protocols? Or are those protocols also fake?
Definitely. I concede with the protocols.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? But to give me a false sense of security after I take the vaccine, I don't need that.
Okay.
And like I said, when you have to sign a waiver for something, that means any side effects after you take you take the vaccine, the person who gives you that shot is not liable or responsible.
Yeah,
whether you die or survive.
Mm-hmm.
Understand?
So that's a chance you take.
That's a chance I take. Right.
We all take. Right. We have to weigh. We have to weigh the benefit. Have to do a cost benefit analysis and weigh it at the end of the day. But if you look at the numbers, the number of persons who are the number of persons who have taken the vaccine and have not died from it, and the number of persons who have died as a result of COVID-19 speaks volumes.
Yes, it does, because remember now, this place is very malnourished, and all over the world you have a lot of malnourished people, and a lot of people that have other prior sicknesses before they catch COVID, and they are very weak, and they will die faster than anybody that doesn't have those prior sicknesses.
So true.
And that
so
will
true.
cause for those things.
Yeah.
Not true.
Yeah.
So basically, when you back to what I'm saying about signing a waiver, when you have to sign a waiver, that means it is not guaranteed. It is not assured that this shot is a vaccine to keep you or prevent
No,
you from catching the
no. That's not what the waiver is for. Caller, I'm going to ask you to leave us.
Caller,
I'm going to ask you to leave us there. That's not what it's for. Paul, do we have another caller? No callers? Okay, I'm going to share something else with our listeners. What do we have? Okay, so we're talking about reopening our borders. Here is what we have to be prepared to confront when we fully open up. And here's an article from the Royal Gazette, Bermuda. Cruise ship cancels visit over COVID requirements. So here in the Cayman Islands, not only do we have to be prepared for November opening of our borders, but come 2022, whenever we decide that cruise ships are going to come in, we have to contend with that as well. So I'm sure, and I hope, and I trust that discussions are taking place with the cruise ships at this point in time as well. So here's what happened in Bermuda. A cruise ship steered away from the island ahead of a scheduled visit next month due to the cost of COVID-19 requirements. However, the government said it expected a close to normal cruise ship schedule for 2022 based on the early numbers. Carnival Cruises, in an email to travelers booked on next month's Carnival Legend cruise to Bermuda, said it had modified its itinerary because COVID-19 requirements would have resulted in additional costs for passengers. The email said, and the quote, "This decision was necessary since we learned of additional COVID-19 testing and reporting requirements that would have resulted in you having to pay additional charges. While we are hopeful this will be resolved for future sailings, we felt this was the best alternative for this cruise. We sincerely regret the disappointment, as we know you were looking forward to visit Bermuda." The email added that affected customers would receive $150 in onboard credit. The Carnival Legend, which has a maximum capacity of 2,600 persons, was scheduled to arrive at Dockyard on November 17th and depart on November 19th. The Minister for Transport in Bermuda, Lawrence Scott, declined to say what the cruise line's specific complaint was about the island's COVID-19 regime. He said, "Our testing requirements are put in place to protect the country and our population. As we have had robust conversations with the cruise lines in the past, especially last year, they are well aware of what our testing regime is." And he's quoted as saying, "Any cruise line that is not willing and or able to meet that bar, to meet those testing requirements, they will not be allowed to service the island." And he added, "With that said, with the numbers we are looking at now, we are anticipating a very close to normal cruise ship season in 2022. So our folks here, our government, is going to have to deal firmly with the cruise lines as well, and not allow them to dictate to us when it comes to putting the population of the Cayman Islands at risk. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning again, OC. I totally agree with your requirement that we stand firm regarding our protocol in converse to the cruise industry.
Mm-hmm.
The cruise industry want to have a maximum return on their investment, sometimes at the expense of the jurisdiction that they make their money from. We are one of them. If we allow them to have their total way, we're going to be left hanging with the bag of payment for all of the repercussions of an explosion that can come from them. So we are going to have to hold the line. I would just like to allude to this very important fact. Vaccinations are not perfect. In the sea of COVID, full of sharks of COVID, we do have a life raft, which is the vaccinations that we have. There are people who will choose not to, and they're fine. They can swim away from their life raft because they feel that they have the strength and the resilience to do and survive likewise. However, we will not be happy to allow them to come back with knives to plunge into that life raft, which is saving the rest of us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Well said. Time to grab another caller before we go to our last commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning again, Mr. Wood.
Good morning again, sir.
Just saying that it's enheartening to hear of the news about the cruise, and we have to come to the grips with it that we know that's a very important aspect of our tourism here. Lots of imagines depend on There's no doubt about that, no question of that. So we can work out the right thing. It takes that famous word, courage. With regards to signing waivers, we do it all the while. We have to sign certain things that, removes the responsibility under certain conditions from contracts, from many things. Procedures at the hospital, anything, or with any private doctor. We sign waivers. We sign waivers with insurance companies. We sign waivers with all sorts of things. It's something we do all the while. So to use that as an excuse for not taking, I'm sorry with all that good gentlemen that made the call about that. Sensible arguments all the while. I don't buy that at all. There's no reason at all.
And the fact that you sign a waiver, there are situations where people will sign a waiver simply because it was signed under duress, and that does not necessarily remove liability from.
Yes, so that's not a good excuse at all. We know that, just as Mr. Brown said a while ago, that's the life raft on the sea. And we have to come to grips with the fact that we're going to have to live with it. Very, very few people, if you notice, if you took the percentage, have gotten very sick out of it in the last going off. We're developing new things and new drugs every year, the battlefield. So therefore, very, very few people get sick, as they know the flu kills people too, and we have that around for a long time. We have to face life with courage. We have to face life with courage. A few may die, maybe none. And so far we've had God's blessing on us. Have a wonderful morning, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Paul, we're going to take that last commercial break. How many calls do we have on hold? We're going to make that, those the last calls. Still have a lot more to share as well. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
Radio Cayman News. Police identified the victim of last weekend's collision.
Anyone who encountered him would have been met with the most friendly personality.
Healthy, happy communities create a thriving, prosperous country.
The extended midterm break for government students has wrapped up with classes starting back today.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
Choose informal times to talk to your child about alcohol.
Having frequent talks with your child in a safe environment will show that you care and encourage a more open and honest dialogue about the risks of underage drinking. For tips, log on to www.ndc.ky. This message was brought to you by the National Drug Council and Radio Cayman.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Initiating system. For information that matters. For the record, with Orrett Connor. Continues right now on Radio Cayman.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning, O.C.
Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad, you know. I've been listening to you guys all morning. Very interesting, some topics.
Yes.
Well, my little 2 cents would be, you know, I heard so many stories about the COVID and stuff like that, you know. And we have a chance to just look at what is happening in Bermuda or what's happened to Bermuda. And when we hear supposed to be educated, smart people that the planet are opening up the Cayman Islands on the 22nd of this month, November.
20th.
20th, well. Anyway, I just don't get it, man. I mean, we supposed to learn by our mistakes or other countries' mistakes, and you know, well, the population in Bermuda and the Cayman Islands is around about the same, I guess.
Very similar.
Bermuda is a much smaller place. I agree.
Yeah,
a smaller island, but we have a chance to really get this thing, grab this COVID by the horns and deal with it. But we cannot and we should not, in my books, really open up on the 22nd or the 28th of November.
Okay, now with the fact that if we were to go between now and the 20th of November without any deaths from COVID-19, without our ICU unit being filled up and without seeing severe cases of it, would that change your mind in any way? Would that tell you that we're on the right track?
No.
No?
It wouldn't change my mind. No.
What would?
Well, I mean, what was the good of enjoying 10 days of, like, COVID-free and then have to spend the next 100 days with a population all no, I wouldn't say all with COVID, but I mean it would be disastrous.
But at some point we're going to have to make a decision that we're going to open up. We can't stay closed forever. So my question to you is at what point would you be comfortable opening up?
I would say when we have the majority of the population
vaccinated. Okay, and we're close to 80% now.
Pardon?
We're close to 80%.
Well, we need at least about 90-point-something%.
Okay, got you.
That I would think we could kind of tolerate that. But otherwise, from that, it really doesn't make sense. I mean, I do believe that we have enough hospital beds. I mean, as Bermuda. And number two, I don't believe we have enough medical staff and assistants to deal with a big outburst.
I think when we count the private facilities that we have here, we're probably in a better position than Bermuda. And don't forget now we also have the field hospital that can be erected very quickly as well, can be set up.
Yes. So you agree with them opening up then?
I would say my personal view is that if the situation doesn't get worse in terms, if we don't see any increases in deaths, and if we don't see the virus mutate in any way again, that it gets worse, that we can gradually open up. Remember now, we'll be opening up, but we won't be opening up to cruise ships in November.
What about the jetliners?
Yeah. Well, but we would do that. We decide, we travel now. We travel to other jurisdictions now.
Right. Even that should be coming to a reasonable
rate of flights per day.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't give out the cruise ships and double up on the flights. I mean, we're going to be people anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And the same way that we had one case from Jamaica the other day, only God knows how many more cases you'll get.
Yeah, but remember now how many flights it'll take to bring in to equal the capacity of those cruise ships.
Well, it would take a lot, but it would take a lot of people to spread.
Yeah. No. That is true. So, do you have a view on right now? I read something earlier this morning, and then I had a little speech about the politicians and getting out there. We need. In the U.S. they talk about Joe Biden as being the consoler in chief, right? What we need in the Cayman Islands now, we need some sort of consoler in chief. We need the public to continuously be reassured that everything is in hand, that what we're doing, what we continue to do, what we plan to do, but it has to be hammered home every day. We can't wait every other week or every week for a press briefing for the public to be advised. We need our leaders to be up front and out there reassuring the public, and not just on social media. What do you think about that?
Well, the press briefings, I don't even bother listening to them anymore, because they're just repeating what other people said, or if they haven't come across that yet, or there's always some excuse about why they can't come up with the full dynamics of what is really taking place. So I don't really listen to them anymore. The government really need to display a more, I would say, more concerning attitude towards the population, because the government is really, really hiding a lot of stuff in my books. They're not being truthful to begin with when they say something, and I've proven that quite a few times. Okay. And the whole idea, OC, is to keep the Cayman Islands people and the people that is here, that probably just can't get off of here, safe. And for us to do that, we have to be 150% sure who is getting on to those, coming off of those planes and coming in here. And how often do they test the people in the airport? That's another concern.
You mean the ones that are working there?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. I think that's done quite frequently.
Okay.
Yeah. I think what was disturbed...
You say because you have the vaccination doesn't mean you can't get it again.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Let's be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And how often is people in the government offices tested? Or if all the healthcare people are handling all the people that are coming in, and they've only been vaccinated one time, how often do they get tested?
Mm-hmm.
All of those concern me. Because listen, when you get an influx of people into this country, that you kind of lost track who or where they come from, and that's what's going to happen. That's what more.
Well, it's going to happen even before we get. It's going to happen even before we get people in, because right now, as the infections continue throughout the community, the track and trace is really the ability for the government to track and trace becomes more and more difficult and impossible. I'm going to ask you to leave us there, though, because I want to repeat the flu information that I had been asked to repeat before we go off, and I only have about 2 minutes left. So, but thanks for the conversation, and please stay safe. Okay, so effective yesterday, the flu clinic located at the Cayman Islands Hospital Complex will be expanding its opening hours, providing greater convenience and a dedicated area for the treatment of of persons with flu-like symptoms. The new hours are Monday to Friday, 8 in the morning until 11 at night, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. The dedicated flu clinic helps to isolate persons with flu-like symptoms from the general patient population and potentially reduce opportunities for influenza or COVID-19 transmission. We find that expanding the hours reduces the congestion in our accident and emergency unit for non-emergent cases and allows the team to appropriately triage and treat true medical emergencies, said Deputy Chief Officer Mr. Ronnie Dunn. Although influenza activity last year was minimal, largely due to COVID-19 prevention measures such as mask wearing and predictions on what the year's flu season will look like have varied, said Medical Officer of Health Dr. Samuel Williams Rodriguez. This dedicated facility will allow us to better manage patient flow and increase in cases due to COVID-19. Dr. Williams assures the public that adherence to prevention measures such as social distancing, wearing of masks, and the calling of the flu hotline prior to going to the clinic will help to reduce the risk of exposure to COVID-19 for patients who visit the clinic. The Public Health Department is currently awaiting their annual supply of flu vaccines. They anticipate the arrival of vaccines before the launch of their flu shot campaign, which is expected to run from November 2021 to March 2022. Persons can access the flu clinic by parking in the Seventh-day Adventist Church parking lot with easy access to the clinic left of the accident and emergency entrance. Signage on campus will direct patients to the clinic. All persons with flu symptoms are advised to first contact the 24-hour flu hotline to speak to a health professional about their symptoms prior to visiting the clinic. You can also call the clinic by dialing 1-800-534-8600, 1-800-534-8600, or 947-3077. And very quickly, the flu symptoms that may include fever, sore throat, cough, runny nose, muscle or body aches, chills. And you should call the flu hotline or 911 if you experience worsening symptoms such as sudden dizziness and confusion, severe or persistent vomiting, pain or pressure in the chest or abdomen, or difficulty breathing. What else? So I'm glad I was able to share that with you again as well for the flu hotline. Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension For the Record into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands. And again, folks, please, please, please stay safe.
For the Record is brought to you by Vamped Motors, the only authorized Ford and Toyota dealership serving the Cayman Islands. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga distributors. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. West Bay Pharmacy, taking care of your health. And RF Group, money at work.
Radio Cayman, the voice, the heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.